Lately, I've had a lot of people ask me how to use Apple Mail, which is the little postage stamp with the eagle on it application on your dock or on your computer. If it's not on your dock, it should be in your applications folder, on how to use that to set up for email as opposed to the webmail. So really simple to set that up. So the first thing you're going to do to get that set up is actually log into your webmail account. For staff, go to the district website, click on Staff Tools and Email. For students, go to the Viking Apps icon on the desktop, or on the website, I should say, on the right-hand side, and go ahead and log in with your account. So for demonstration purposes, I have a test account that I've set up, and this is a student test account. So I'll go ahead and enter the information for the email account. So you'd sign into your email account and logging me in. And okay, the first thing I'm going to do is go to Settings. At the top of the page, there's a settings link. It shows my email address up here. For students, it's going to be at ahstnet.com. For staff, it's going to be at ahst.k12.ia.us. So basically, it shows your email address there. Right to the right of that is settings. I'm going to click on that, and it says loading. Brings me into my settings area. So first thing I want to do is look at the forwarding and pop/IMAP link at the top of the settings window, and I'll click on that. And the main thing I want to do while I'm in here is look at the IMAP access. That's how we're going to access our email using Apple Mail, which is the mail application on your computer. Really simple to do that. You just get into the settings and go to forwarding and IMAP. You want to make sure that Enable IMAP is selected, and then hit Save Changes. Before you hit Save Changes, also remember configure your email client. That shows you exactly how to do what I'm showing you right now. So if you go to Configuration Instructions, it pops up. You can click on your mail client, and we are using Apple Mail 3 because we're using Leopard. So Apple Mail 3 is what you need to select, and it gives you a whole rundown of what to do. So it's kind of a handy little reference. If you need more assistance other than what I'm giving you here today, go ahead and click on that, and that should give you the instructions that you need to set up your account. So if I close that, I have Enable IMAP selected. I'm going to hit Save Changes, and then I'm back to my inbox, and that's all I need to do on the webmail. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. And open up my mail. So mail will open. If you haven't opened mail before, the first thing you'll see is a little window that says set up your account. If you have a mail account configured like I do already, you're going to see your inbox and all your different mailboxes. So I'm going to go to Mail and Preferences. I want to add a new account. So I'm going to go to Mail and Preferences. So right here on the menu bar, Mail, and then Preferences, and then under Preferences, there's an Accounts tab, which is a little ampersand, and then go to the accounts on the left-hand side, click on the plus button, and it will ask you to add an account. This will be the window that you see when you first log in. If you've never, or when you first open the program, if you've never opened the program before, it's going to ask you to add an account. So from here, it's real simple. Add your full name. So for this account, I want to go ahead and put in the test student that I have created. So this is what users will see when you send email to them. So if you send an email to a friend, it will show the full name as who it's from. So this is what you want to put in for your from, and that way people can identify who the email is from easily and quickly. So put in the full name. It can be last name, comma, first name, or first name, last name, whatever you want it to be. So email address, I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address. Password, go ahead and enter the password for your email, and then hit continue. Okay, incoming mail server account type, we're going to select IMAP. IMAP, the difference between IMAP and POP, IMAP will keep a copy, actually no copy. IMAP just dynamically communicates with your web-based mail, and basically will, if you delete an email out of your inbox on your computer, it also deletes it out of your webmail. If you create an email in your webmail, it also saves a email in your sent items on your computer. So it kind of does both ways. It talks back and forth. POP just downloads a copy from the webmail to your computer. It doesn't really do a whole lot dynamically. It basically, it just puts a copy in your computer. You can't tell if you're out traveling, if you have the new emails or whatever it might be. So the best way to do this is through IMAP. So I'll select IMAP as the account type. Description can be anything you want it to be. You can type in anything you want in here. Just make sure it's kind of related to what the actual account is. I'm just going to go ahead and type in AHST incoming email. So this is for my incoming mail server. I'm just going to type in AHST incoming email. It can be anything you want it to be. So Incoming mail server is imap.gmail.com. That has got to be the exact syntax that I put in here. It has to be the imap.gmail.com. Username, this is a little bit tricky, but not too tricky. Just make sure you put your whole email address in the username field. So it can't just be the username, it has to be the complete email address that you have through AHST. So I'll put the username in there. I've got my password already in from the previous screen because I entered it correctly. I'll hit continue, and it showed right along the bottom here. It was checking for the login information, and apparently it found the information quickly and was able to move on to the next step. So outgoing mail server description will be AHST outgoing email. So that's like I said before, that can be this field, the description field can be absolutely anything that you want. So outgoing mail server needs to be this though. So it needs to be smtp.gmail.com. And for some reason it pops up automatically here. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in, or hit the drop down arrow. And it shows the smtp.gmail.com. And it automatically brought in my account settings too. So apparently from the previous screens, it's gotten smart enough to know that I have a email account already set up on the computer, and I've got a new one that I'm trying to add to. So I just selected the one with the username that I tried to add. It shows the smtp.gmail.com. I'm going to make sure I keep the use only this server checkbox selected. Use authentication, keep that checked. And then username will be the full username, and then the password will be your password. So the full email address, I take that back, not just the username, the email address. So just as before, if it asks for a username, make sure you put the whole email address in the field. So password is already automatically entered. I'm going to hit continue. And now it brings up an account summary. So it says account description, which is what I set it as before. My full name, email address, username, incoming mail server, make sure that's imap.gmail.com. SSL, make sure that's on. Outgoing server is smtp.gmail.com. SSL should be on. And then take account online, leave that checked, and hit create. So that'll create a new account. If you don't have any account set up, you'll just see one over here. Not two of them. I currently have two for myself in this test that I'm currently doing. So I can close out of this, and over here on the left hand side I'll see mailboxes. If you only have one account configured, you'll just have one inbox. If you have two, you'll have one for each account that you have. So right here is my test account, and right here it says I have new mail on my account. So basically really simple to get in your email and get it set up for Apple Mail. And if you have any questions, like I said before, go back to your Safari window, log in your email account through the Viking Apps link or the staff email link on the website. Log in, go to settings, and then from settings go to forwarding and pop/IMAP. And then for IMAP access, click on enable IMAP, make sure that's selected. Configure your email client. That is where you're going to find the instructions for configuration. So what I just walked through here is what these instructions state under the Apple Mail 3 under the mail client section. So if I click on that, it gives me a rundown of all the stuff I just went through, and can kind of walk you through that very simply there. We have Google Apps, so if you're looking at this instructions, it'll say or your username at yourdomain.com for Google Apps users. So make sure that you understand we have Google Apps if you follow these instructions. Otherwise, good luck and happy emailing.